What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Nate Dizzy, and in today's video I want to go over some tips, 3 in particular, that will help you with your side jumps, that will help you to improve the consistency of your side jumps. And so without further ado, let's get right into it. So the first tip is going to be learning the mechanics of the side jump. I'm going to try to keep this as short as possible, but I do want to make sure I'm thorough, so just be a little patient with me here. So first off, I want to point out a few things. Now, we all know that if you're on top of a cone, or most of us know, that you can jump up to the next level and place a floor underneath yourself, but you may not know how far, or like how far up you need to be before you can jump up and get a floor underneath yourself. So let's go ahead and just test it. So we'll start first off at the very bottom of the cone and see if we can do it. Nope, we cannot. So we'll take a single step up to here, jump up, place, still can't do it, take one more step up, jump up, place, still can't quite do it, take one more step, jump up. Alright, so this is the point at which we can do this. It's about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's about the 5th, in between the 5th and 6th from the top, or from 4th and 5th from the bottom. Stand between there. Now, what do you have to do that's different from standing there and standing here? When you stand here, you jump, you can immediately place the floor very quickly, because you get to the point at which the floor is underneath you a lot quicker from the top, whereas from the bottom, from the lowest point you can do, if you try to place it as fast, that happens. So instead of, you can get it from here, but you have to wait a little bit longer, right? You need to wait until you're up high enough. And as you can see, if you watch the character model jump, as you get to the very top of the jump, you'll kind of slow down until you hit the peak, and then you'll come back down until you stop at the peak, and then you'll come back down. The velocity will increase. But there's kind of a curve to the increase and decrease of velocity from the peak of the jump. So I want you to just recognize that from here you can jump, immediately place it, but there is a slight hesitation in the placement of the floor if you're jumping from here. But it is altogether completely possible from here. So now where does that put us on the ramp? It puts us about right here. We can basically make it from about right here to the top. So we just practice that. You can go right under this, and I'll show you some markers. You've got these 3, this clump of 3. Right under it is the lowest possible place you can jump from. Placed a little fast there, but that is it. Right underneath these 3, right here. And on this side, you've got these 2 kind of match up with those 3, so it's right underneath there. So as long as you're, waiting that hesitation, then you'll make it. So that is the first mechanic of the side jump. Now let's go into the second aspect of it. The second aspect of it, of the mechanics of the jump, is that, so we're going to get into being able to do a side jump where you land not just on the floor, but you land on the ramp above. So I want to go ahead and go through those mechanics real quick. Now, if you don't know, the reason why a 90 is so fast is because as you jump and place the floor and the ramp, it's very difficult to see, but you're actually getting pushed up. Now, you may notice, if you look very closely, I'll try to slow it down and show you this, that as you place, if you're placing them correctly, as you place the floor and then the ramp, you're getting there's a propulsion effect upward, and it's basically because if you're phasing up through something, if you'll notice this, ready? You see that jolt that pushes me up? That's what in effect makes 90s so good for taking height, or for gaining height, is because you have that propulsion effect combined with maintaining your momentum while running. So you'll notice, if you look very closely to a 90, a slight propulsion upwards. Now this applies to the cone jump as well, and it's what makes you be able to do a cone jump wherein you land on the ramp above. So those are the mechanics. That's tip number 1. Understand the mechanics of the cone jump, of the side jump. If I say cone jump, it's the same thing as side jump. Just know that for future reference. Now, number 2, timing. Knowing the timing, you know the mechanics, you know how it works now. Learn the timing that you need in order to land on the floor first off, and then the ramp and floor. So first off, let's look at this. So we already discussed that this point right here, where these 3 come together, is roughly the area where you need to go. Remember, you shouldn't be trying to get above that and get as close as possible. If you do, you'll find yourself bouncing off of this, and you'll find yourself, you know, jumping, kind of just getting messed up as a result of it. So just recognize that this right here is roughly where you need to jump, and on this side, it's these 2 here. So you can know that this is the halfway mark where you see the edit thing. It's right below the halfway mark. That is the ideal place to be jumping from. So just learn the timing, which is not instant. If you jump and immediately place a floor, if you do it extremely quickly, then you're going to place the floor above yourself, and that's going to cause you to go downward. Now, one thing I want to note is that, okay, look how this looks, right? You see how very little you see the floor above you? You can actually place the floor above you without looking up, which is what a lot of people do, and they think that they're just messing up the jump, when in fact they're jumping up and placing this floor above themselves. Another thing that's possible if you're doing the floor and the ramp is basically you will jump up, you'll hit the ramp and be knocked down through the floor because you weren't far enough up on the floor to be propelled up through it. So keep that in mind as well. You want to learn the timing, because if you're too quick or too slow, you're gonna miss it. So you want to learn that it's place. I'll try to do it audibly. Jump, place. Jump, place. Okay, that's the timing of a side jump. It's not fast. It's jump, place. Now, if you're adding the ramp in, you're doing jump, place, place. Okay. Jump, place, place. Now, sometimes you'll miss this. That comes along with it. It's because I'm exaggerating it, but whenever I'm doing these, I'll show you in a minute. Whenever I'm doing these normally, I'm not kind of like going through this exaggerated motion of like place, place. So, and then you also want to practice from this side. It's jump, place. Jump, place. And notice I'm not going up super far on the ramp. I'm not trying to come all the way up here. I'm very comfortable from a lower end of the ramp. Jump, place. Right? That was a little slow. Sorry about that. Jump, place. Still jumping from the same place. Just know the timing. Jump, place. Okay. I think I've demonstrated that enough. So, number 2 is timing. First is mechanics. 2 is timing. Now, the next one is practicing your placement. This is for specifically when you're wanting to jump and land onto the ramp here, and not just the floor. Now, this is very important to this. You're gonna want. I'm gonna show you where you want to land. You want to land on this quadrant. If you're coming up this way, you want to jump and land here. So aim for that spot. You'll notice that when I do this, when I am successful, I'm landing right here in this quadrant. So aim for this quadrant, and you'll be good. That will help you, significantly. You're jumping. Oh, really messed up there. You're jumping from the same spot, these 2 or these 3. Now you can go slightly above them, but be careful about getting too high, as I said, because you'll start bumping your head. So jump, place. And I say place once, but I'm doing both in quick succession. Jump, place. Again, jump, or just fall. I should have said fall there, not jump. But anyway, so you get the point. Those are the 3 tips. Get out there, practice it. Remember, first, pay attention to the mechanics, so know where you need to jump from and where you need to land, which in general is going to be this quadrant. But if you're doing a side jump, if you're just doing the floor, if you're just landing with the floor, you can actually just jump right here. You don't need to land on that side. However, if you're doing the ramp too, you want to definitely try to land on this quadrant. You'll just have more success. And also, if you land on this quadrant, you can immediately crank right hand 90s, etc. So there's other benefits as well. If you're going to the left side, this kind of right here above these two is the best kind of spot to come from, right? Just like that, crank some left hand 90s, you know. And so you want to work on your mechanics, then your timing. Remember, jump, place. Jump, place. It's jump, place, okay? Just keep that in your head, jump, place. All right, and then thirdly, you want to work on where you land, basically landing in this corner over here on this side of the ramp, or it's basically on the far side. So this side if you're on that side if you're on this side, and there you go. Now I'm going to go ahead and do a couple of extra things, just a couple little things real quick, some extra tips for side jumps. I want to give you some options as to what you can do when you get into a side jump. Now first off, as I was saying, if you jump up, you miss the ramp, perfectly okay. Look up, keep going. You got a nice little scissor ramp or a double ramp, and then you have many options from here. Look them up, see them. But one of my favorite is just to do another side jump out of it. Or one cool thing is if you do that, as soon as you get up to this point, put a cone here, edit these two. This will break, but as it breaks, you will crank your first 90 and then your second, and so it makes it very difficult for a person watching to kind of like keep up with what's going on. That's something I got from CypherPK. I'm not claiming any credit for that. Another option from the double ramp is really cool. You place a cone here and here. You look up, place this cone, place a floor, and then a ramp here, and then you can do another side jump again and try to get it. You might want to try to get up onto the not like that. You might want to try to get up onto the ramp this time, and then you can crank some 90s, but that will make you go up super fast, okay? Super fast. So that's about it for this video. Let me know if this helped you in the comments. Give it a like if it helped you. Share it if it helped you. And subscribe if you want more content. Love you guys. Hope you're having a great day, and I'll catch you next time. Nate Dizzy, out.